How many dead batteries have you guys had? How many batteries killed themselves since you've been running your business for 5 years?
In 5 seasons, we haven't seen a single battery that's actually gone dead from just stopped working. Everything's still in service. Actually, my brother's in-laws have our original demo board from 4 or 5 years ago. They still use every weekend with the same battery and everything. Actually, one of the battery you were riding today is one of the originals as well.
I got 50 minutes on it. How many years old is that?
That one is from last year, but the one that she was riding today that's one of our originals from 5 seasons ago.
No battery has ever just had a bunch of blinking lights that had no meaning to anyone, and it never powered up again.
Not to my interaction. Nope.
None of your customers have ever brought a battery back to you and said this battery doesn't work.
Correct. That's correct.
What the?
My name's Joe Larson, and I'm a broadcast student at the University of Minnesota, but more importantly, I know absolutely nothing about eFoiling, which I suspect some of the people that are watching this are like friends of friends that's a similar situation. So, what can you tell us just about it as a sport, or what your brand is?
Dave Hickey here with Glyde Watersports. We sell flight products in the Midwest. We're a small dealer, small business, passionate about growing a very cool, unique sport. So, flying surfboards, very cool that they rise above the water with no wake, no noise, no gas. It's a really cool alternative to, having a surf boat, or when somebody doesn't want to drive that surf boat, you have the option to actually go ride by yourself. We've been in business 5 years now. We do full service stuff, so service the boards, we do the sales, we do full lessons. So if someone just wants an experience to actually go try it themselves, we could actually coach you. We bring radios out there, communicate with you the whole time, walk you through the process on how to do it. And people typically learn in about 30 to 45 minutes. It's an awesome experience that it's really tough for people to wrap their head around because it's so different than everything else. So the eFoil experience, you're actually flying with, the no wake, no noise, no gas. And people try to compare it to everything else in water sports when nothing in water sports does those things. So, very unique. Recommend everybody, try it because it is a really cool thing. Not everyone needs to own one, but another cool thing about it is you can own one and not have to live on a lake. You can throw it in the vehicle, throw it in the trunk of your car. It assembles in 8, 9, 10 fasteners. Transportable. Very transportable. You can show up at a beach or a boat launch, go explore new lakes, and you can just go ride out there as hard as you want, or have a nice leisure lake cruise, just enjoy nature in itself and in near silence and not disrupt anybody else's fun. So one of those few one of the few water sports toys where fishermen don't even care that you're out there, which they have strong feelings for other things that are out there, but they do enjoy having eFoils out there because they're also fun to watch while they're fishing.
So it's a very unique sport, a very unique tool in general. What makes your guys' brand unique in its own way?
Yep, so we are very heavily focused on customer service. So we will, do everything in our power to make sure everyone has a good experience with us, with the product, with flight. We as Glyde Watersports will do everything we can to take care of people. Make sure that, they have a great buying experience, they're informed, they're buying the right product that is right to fit their needs. So you don't want to pair somebody with something that's not going to meet their needs because they're also not going to be, as happy as they could have been. So we spend a lot of time or try to guide people to the right product, make sure they're getting what they want, just staying in touch with them, offering them opportunities to actually come back and try different wings, try different boards with us, so they can upgrade their experience and not get bored of whatever they have, or just fit a different family member's needs. Maybe they have one board that multiple people ride and they want to have the option to cater towards, a more sporty feel or something that's a little easier for everybody to learn on. We strive on the customer service side of it, and then we provide the service, the sales, and also do the lessons. So when you buy from us, you do get a free lesson so that you can get comfortable and confident in your ride right from the get-go.
Well, Stephan, who is behind the camera, and I'm sure is going to take my place at some point. He was trying out some different boards that have different features than the ones that he's used to. Do you want to tell us?
Yep.
Tell us about like what makes these boards new and different,
Sure.
and how does it compare to something that more beginners would be used to?
Sure. So there's a couple boards that Stephan jumped on here today. One was a Pro, so a Fliteboard Pro. That's 5 feet in length, 67 liters in volume and buoyancy. That one's a great option for intermediate users. Beginners can still learn on it. It was paired to a Flyer 800 wing with the standard interface on that 75 centimeter mast. And it's a great intermediate option. It's still super stable, still playful. It's a little more loose than something that would be, only for beginners. But it's a great option. And then the other one he jumped on today was the Ultra L2, and that is a phenomenal ride. It's what foiling should be. It's super lightweight. It's narrow. It really delivers like the utmost response that you'd ever expect from it. I mean, you almost think about turning, and it's just there. It almost feels like the board is not. It's not something you actually have to put effort into maneuvering. So he was on the Ultra L2 with the MN Wave 1000, and once again, it's not necessarily the top, I guess, most reactive wing set, but it's a great option for balancing predictability, response, and stability. So it's a really good option to get out there and ride and get used to very quickly. I mean, it didn't take him more than 30 seconds to a minute before he looked to be quite comfortable on it. So there's definitely some other options out there, but what he did ride today was a really awesome, towards the higher end of performance, but maybe not the top.
So yeah, as I understand it, that board is the lightest board. It's mostly top of line. I would say the things that were lacking on it were we had the jet propulsion on there, which I could definitely feel the lag of jet propulsion.
Yep.
Advantage there. It's safer, and honestly, for learning a new board, it's better because it's a little smoother. Like its
Yep.
propulsion is less torquey. But
Yep.
that delay drove me a little bit nuts when I was
Sure.
going through the course the first few times. It's like, do it. Even this last time I went through the course where I was like, I practiced enough, I can do this. I was talking to the board like, give me a little bit more. And it was like, I'm trying, but
Yep.
so I could feel it. I know that I just tried the worst version of that board for me. The wings were a little bit bigger than I would like. I would like something a little more responsive, and I would definitely want the fixed prop, no fair, no safeties.
Yep.
But that board is very light. I often say I want a replacement for my wakeboard. That is the closest I've felt to a replacement for a wakeboard in terms
Sure.
of how little
input it requires to react. Yeah.
It still needed input. It's not even input. It's that it was so light. It didn't have a presence really. Whereas my board, I push it to go
and you
somewhere.
can feel it. Yeah, you can feel the
Yeah.
reaction
Yeah.
of the board, right?
I mean, I think that if I had the right wings on this board, I would have felt more like it was flowing with me. This
Yep.
one, I did feel like I had to step on it a little more than I would have expected it to,
Sure.
given its weight.
Yep.
But it is very light. It's very zippy. It's very digital, and as I was kind of riding past you, telling you notes, as I was like
Yep.
telling you things, I said it's not about what board is better anymore. It's about who's the board for and what traits are they looking for.
Yep. What do you want to get out of it? How do you want to use it? Yep.
It's very digital. I would want to race
Yep.
that board.
Yep.
Would I want to freestyle the board? I don't know without the right wings and
Sure.
without a prop that I
Yep.
can dig out better. It's hard for me to say, but I would want to race that board.
Yep.
And get really good at racing that board.
Yep.
Which I would need 10 days. I would need days
Yep.
in a row. But
It
was good.
We should definitely get you back out again and have you try the same setup, but put that Flow 900 with prop on there, and just that'd be, which in hindsight, we could have done something different, but yeah, we should try to get you out there again, and I think that'll correct a couple of the things that you're after.
Oh, I believe it.
On the response.
I've ridden enough jets to know.
Yep.
Yeah, I know exactly what to expect from that jet,
Yep.
and it actually, in that way, it behaved just like I would expect a lift to behave.
Sure.
But the boards are very different from each other in key ways. And I still want to take more time to write down what that means, but my initial response is like, flight is very digital. It's very modern. It sounds modern. It looks modern. It rides digitally. It is like cyberpunk. And I'm sorry, that's flight. Everything I just said, that was flight. It's very digital, very modern, very, very on off, very, the trigger's short, but it works, but it gives you exactly the amount of power you need, but it's instantly there, kind of a thing. Then you got lift, which is definitely more a soul surfer feel. It is,
Sure.
And everything about them is more organic, and it's smoother, and it's gentler in a lot of ways. And it has more inertia because it has more weight. It has a lot of weight. I didn't even realize how heavy my boards were. After I picked up the L2, and with one arm, I was like kind of toying with it. It's so light. And then I quickly got on my Lift Pro. I lifted it up and it felt like it must have been chained to the ground. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel like anything could possibly be that heavy. Yeah, how you get used to things. It's interesting. Anyway, I need way more time to think about and talk about the two different board rides.
Yep.
What I do want to talk about is how's biz?
Yeah.
How'd you do it? Who'd you do it with?
Yep.
And then what kind of services can you offer? Like, I
Sure.
want to know anybody who's in our area that could possibly
Yep.
use you for a resource.
Yep.
What kind of things do they hire you? Do you do grad parties? That kind
Yep.
of stuff.
Yep. So, a lot of questions. So, how we got started? So, myself and Steve, my business partner, are engineers by trade. Always been fascinated with the hydrofoil stuff. Worked in power sports engineering for a long time and kind of started this as a seasonal side hustle.
You're a Polaris, right?
Yep, correct.
Can you say that? Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, worked at Polaris, working on ATVs and side-by-sides for 12 years. There, kind of rode the Razor wave on the way up. And yeah, ton of fun there, very exciting product. And I guess the hydrofoil stuff's always been, I love being on the water, love being on the lake. And with battery tech finally coming around and it being paired to, a cool hydrofoil surfboard, we actually, we went and rode a bunch of different brands, decided who we wanted to partner with, got into business. This is our 5th year working as a flight dealer. And yeah, like you said, we love to be a resource for everybody with questions pertaining to, new eFoil experiences, flight products specifically. And yeah, giving people that experience, because that's really what it's about. It's a challenge to be in an emerging market and sell something that really is about the experience. And if people don't experience it, it's very tough for them to wrap their head around it. And that's where, having the opportunity to come out here and ride with you guys or have you guys ride the product and just have the exposure, knowing people are here riding, like, we want everything behind it to just help grow this sport in the Midwest, because there's a ton of benefits to it on lake use, and people just need to start both experiencing it and then understanding those benefits, and it will definitely blow up.
I've never really understood the sticker shock that happens with eFoils, because coming from wakeboarding and having owned jet skis and wakeboard boats and wakeboards and a boat lift and a
and the maintenance and the truck and the trailer and the storage.
Okay. I was like, eFoil simplified my whole life. It got a lot cheaper, and I was riding more. I was actually getting more of what I wanted and spending a hell of a lot less.
Right.
And I could sell my truck that I only had for one purpose, to tow that damn thing around.
Right.
I didn't have to go to the store and buy 50 gallons of gas at a time.
Right.
I didn't have to drive my friends around and get a spotter and then spot my friends. I didn't have to do all. I could just go ride by myself. I didn't have to beg my wife to, like, please take me again.
Right.
I didn't have to do all these things.
Drive the boat. Yeah, exactly.
I don't understand.
Or even the calmness of the water. Being able to go ride when there's chop. You can go ride in 8 to 12 inches of chop, no problem.
People spend $10,000 to $15,000 on a jet ski all the time.
Yep.
And I don't know what it is, why they see that it deserves that value, when you're going to have double the enjoyment. Piss off no one. You'll piss off. You will never piss off anyone in an eFoil.
Right.
You'll piss off everyone in a jet ski. Like I live on a nearly private lake. There's one guy who, like, the son-in-law next door, who has a special kind of autism that does not allow him to read a room, and thinks anyone wants his jet ski on our lake. No one does. Everyone hates him and it. And then I remember I was riding my eFoil, and I just am used to being a sports guy. I was like, never be somewhere too long, because you'll piss people off, fishermen off. So I always try to stay away from fishermen or whatever. One day I'm getting waved down by old dude, he's fishing, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get yelled
But he was
at.
ecstatic.
Went back to my 14-year-old self. Oh no, what'd I do? He was like, dude, what do you know? Like, come, I want to see that.
Yeah.
Like, ride that around like my boat. I want to look at it.
Yeah.
And then like whenever he and his wife are out in the lake, they would like bring their friends in their pontoon boat, like put on a show for us. I'm like, never in my life as a wakeboarder or a jet skier or anything else has anyone ever wanted me closer to them.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right.
No wake, no sound, no smell, no pollution, no. I mean, you can't.
Yeah,
beat
the
this.
flying sensation too. That's part of the uniqueness. You get to go fly over the water, and nothing out there does that.
You don't need a
except for the
trailer.
eFoil.
You can fit 4 of them in the back of a Prius. I've done this. Or one of them fully assembled in the back of a 2008 Prius, not the newest Prius. They won't fit in there, not with a long mast at least. They are fantastic objects to own. If you have access to water, I seriously, I can't believe that only one other neighbor owns one.
Yep.
You got to get one of these. Now, here's, I think, your challenge as a business. Hard to get people to understand they're not a cheap beach toy. This isn't a sup.
Yep.
This isn't a cheap beach toy. It's a high performance flying water sport.
Yep.
It's exceptionally powerful.
Right.
Incredibly well engineered. Like people have been in their friends' boats before, so they don't need to come into a boat shop and be like, I better try a boat, you know. And you probably shouldn't sell to them if that's the case. But okay, so they come in, they try one, they rent one, they get a lesson. How many customers, are there in our area?
We probably are approaching this year. We should surpass 100, but I mean, like, it's still a small market.
Yeah.
So that can be anywhere in western Wisconsin, Twin Cities area, and we know there's other people that have bought other stuff or flight products from other people and stuff, but it's still a small market, and that's where we're really just trying to grow it. And we want to be a great resource for everybody to get their questions answered and go into it with confidence versus. We don't want them to have the hesitation going into this purchase because it's sizable or whatever else. Like, we're here to make sure you are confident in your purchase. We will actually, they buy it, we'll go, meet them at their property, their lake, we'll meet them on the water and have them learn on their board. So it's not them trying to learn on something else. It's them gaining confidence in their piece of equipment that they just bought, and they're learning how to use their board, and that makes a big difference. I mean, that is, we try to strive to make sure that they have an exceptional experience on the ownership side of it and have fun with it right away versus trying to even figure it out on their own.
Yeah. So you guys are kind of you're hitting the service end.
Yep.
How are you guys doing a sustainable business? I mean, are you doing events? Are you doing
Yep.
Group lessons? What's the?
Yeah, we try to. So we're trying to do more of it. Unfortunately, the weather hasn't been ideal this season. But we're trying to be out a couple times a week and actually give people an opportunity to either come demo one with us, or they can sign up for lessons anytime. They can reach out, sign up for something private where we either come to them or they meet us on the water. We typically operate in the Chisago Lakes area just because it's most familiar in proximity. But at the same time, we're going to be out at Bald Eagle Water Ski Show in Centerville in the northeast suburbs almost every Thursday, so kind of pairing to an on-water sport activity. We do the Minneapolis Boat Show, we do the Northwest Sports Show at the Minneapolis Convention Center, so we're trying to get out, put the product in front of people, but nothing beats the on-water experience. So anything we can do to host a community ride or whatever that may be. So we're trying to get into community rides every couple weeks where we invite our customer base to come meet other flight owners. We go to different lakes so they can experience different locations. And the hope is we try to get some good organic growth where, people are just wanting to become friends, meet people, they all want to ride together and just get some good organic growth in a cool, fun product that you can go take on a bunch of different lakes and not piss people off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel like most of your customers kind of, to at least some degree, turn into evangelists of the sport?
Oh, absolutely. I would say 80% of them probably.
Yep.
Where
I would agree with that. Sounds about right. Actually, I don't know anyone who's actually bought one that
and
didn't turn into me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty bad. I got a bad habit.
Good, bad or good.
I got an addiction to the eFoil. I get pretty bad in the fall.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody I know who's bought one, you know, a neighbor buys one, like they're on it.
Yep.
They're learning their first year, sure.
Yep.
But by their second, third year,
Yep.
they're pretty much like everydayers, you
Right.
know?
Right.
And yeah, I'll get a text, surf's up at 4 o'clock, you know, like,
Yep.
you know, like I'll be out of this meeting in a little bit, I'll see you on the water. And yeah, we hang, you know, and
Yep.
it's a thing that we still can't believe other people, how has this not replaced all other,
Yep.
how has it not replaced jet skis,
Yep.
right? Like, how has it not replaced, I get SUPs, and I understand
Yep.
sailboats. I mean, there's a reason for organic wind power craft, but
Yep.
there's almost no weather these don't work in.
Correct.
Can't say about any other
Yep.
sport, wakeboarding,
Yep.
you know, like this one, windy, love it.
Yep.
Glassy, I'll freestyle and go slower, you
Yep.
know,
Yep.
and but it works
Same
in everything
thing.
but hail.
Early season, late season, same
Yeah.
thing. You throw a wetsuit on, you can ride before the dock's in, before the boat's in. You can ride when the boat and dock have been pulled out. I mean, yeah,
It's always sad when I go by my neighbor's place and their boat and their dock and everything is out, and I'm still got another month ahead of me. I'm
Yep.
like, huh, well, the lake's
Right.
all mine. But
Right.
but you're absolutely right about that. I go much later than I ever did.
Yep.
Because if I missed my boat winterization thing, I was going to be waiting in line.
Yep,
and
worried about weather and temperature.
am I going
and-
to freeze
yep.
my hull if
Yep.
I, right? And
Yep.
so with this, like, yeah, I go a lot later.
Yep.
I think that I pushed into October this year.
Yep.
And I've done that. I've definitely gone all the way into end of September. And it's super fun. And as long
Yep.
as you can, I pretty much stop when my feet get numb. Then I
Yep.
can't enjoy it. If
Yep.
I can't feel my feet, I can't control the board. But
Yep. Agreed.
it's great.
Yep.
So, you know, we did a party from my daughter's graduation party. We did eFoil lessons. We got them
Yep.
through Zen Watersports. Actually, I was like, I asked her if she would do it. She was like, well, I do group lessons. That can't be
Yep.
that different. I
Yep.
think that's a great event that people
Yep.
should consider. Things like that where you can bring a good, you know, your company can come out.
Yep.
They can run people all day. If you got the
Yep.
radios, you can,
Yep.
you can walk them through it. And what a neat experience to bring to your guests.
Right.
And if you're the kind of person who's like, oh, I would like to influence a bunch of people to get rid of their jet skis and get on something cleaner, less polluting, boy, you got a captive audience who probably really wants to try something there. So,
Yep.
what kind of services you do? You said you got 100 customers in the area. You're doing service on all their boards.
Yep. Anybody that chooses to, yes, it is
Yeah.
an option. Not everybody will do it, but yeah,
Right.
there's plenty of people that are pretty religious about it. And I mean, yeah, it's, you know, if we're not busy at the time, you know, usually we can turn it in 2-3 days, regardless. If there is a rush need, you know, that would be an option, and that's where ideally we do the stuff seasonally. So like.
At the end of the season,
Yep,
like you with
either-
your boat.
Yep, either end of the season or like in April where a lot of people still aren't in the water yet. You know, let's get the season, you know, taken care of. Let's get your service done, and they're good till the next April. So we try not to take the boards from people when they want to be using them, like this time of year.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Like we had one this week, and you know, a guy was traveling, and he said, "Yep, I'll take it back by Friday, so I have it by the weekend." And no problem. So it just depends on what the needs are, but we try to strive to meet whatever
Yeah.
the needs are.
You feel like the business is growing, like is interested in it, and like do people now know what eFoils are, right?
Yep.
It's not like they're like, what the hell is that anymore,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay, so it has.
I would say yes and no. I mean, we're still at a point in the market where, you know, people are, for whatever reason, a lot of people, like we can go to the Minneapolis Boat Show, and I would say 80% of people just immediately associate it with a pump foil or like a non-powered foil.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So they associate it with that. I don't know if it's because of YouTube videos or whatever they've seen, but for whatever reason, you know, they don't engage and they associate it with a non-powered foil. And I think it was, I don't know what the exact stats were, but it was like Flight did a survey last year in 2024, and they surveyed, you know, thousands of people, and it was something along the lines of like 99% of the population has zero idea what an eFoil is or what Fliteboard is. So like, we're just at that point in the market where it is still ground level, and you know, like it's just starting to come around the corner. So you just need to get more of them on the water, more visibility, more people to have the experience that do finally connect that experience with the price point and and what it truly delivers, the uniqueness that comes with it. And that's where like anybody out there riding it's a win, just because that all does add up to, you know, people are curious. They might do research for a full year before they even reach out or ask questions.
I did. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's not only that, but in the Midwest, it's a seasonal thing. So like they may learn about it this year, they may consider buying next year and buy the following. You know, like it is a slow to purchase depending what it is. Unless nothing beats getting feet on boards to give them the experience, because that is what gets them closest to truly understanding the experience that it delivers.
Feet on boards. I was thinking about what is the blockade. Okay, so there's price, and I think that's not.
Yep.
It's not price. It's perception of value and price.
Perception of value, correct.
It's
It's
worth-
not price. Yes.
I can prove in any spreadsheet.
Yep.
It's a better value than any other water sport.
Yep.
That has a motor.
Yep.
That is powered. Like for me, if I looked at my hours ridden and enjoyed per dollar spent, and I actually have a video coming out about how much does it really cost to charge one of these batteries.
Yep. Yep.
And all my friends thought it was way higher than it actually.
Yep.
I'm like, no, man, it is super cheap
What
to
is
ride
it?
these
10
things.
cents a kilowatt hour, and these
Yep.
are at
The
2.1.
worst
Yeah.
battery I owned hit
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
So at the peak, I would have spent 24 if I did charge at the worst time of the day,
Yeah.
24 cents to ride my board.
Yeah.
Dude, that is now the cheapest recreational thing I've ever done.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And I'm moving. Probably
Yeah.
the closest to that would be a video game, and I would say on a high graphics card, I'm probably getting close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, it's a great value, and how many years they last and how little maintenance.
Yep.
I mean, they take compared to a boat or a jet ski or,
Yeah.
oh my God.
Yep.
Taking your family skiing for a week, no, you can't beat this.
Right.
And there's also no ski mountain in the world where I can go for 30 minutes without getting on a chairlift. I can
Yeah.
carve for 30 minutes, no chairlift.
Yeah.
This is it. This is all
Right.
there is. This is all.
Right. Yep.
It's the
Well,
best.
not only that, but it is quiet enough where you go out with a group of people and you can interact with them.
You can talk to them,
unlike
yeah, it's
everything
hilarious.
else. So yeah, it's very difficult to do with boating and jet skiing and everything else, just because you're always moving water, you always have engine noise. In this case, like, you can go do a leisure cruise and interact with somebody while you're going around the lake. So like, your ability to interact is still there with this product, but you don't need to go out and have other people with you. You can go do it on your own.
Yeah.
You can go out and have fun, chase people, ride in tandem, whatever you want to do. And it's
The
very
riding
unique.
alone, I think for most of your water skiers, wakeboarders that are going to come in here, riding alone, to me, you can't understand how much freedom that gives you. You're not stuck behind a boat. You don't need to drive your friends. You don't need to call your friends. You don't need to beg anyone to drive you.
Right.
You will, in your first 5 years of ownership with this board, I don't care how much you've water skied.
Yep.
You'll ride more in the first 5 years than you've ever been able to in the rest of your life water skiing.
Right.
Because if you do the math, it ain't that high.
Right.
Really, get 4 of your friends together, go water skiing over a weekend. What'd you do? 20 minutes, maybe half an hour, maybe.
Right.
I mean, yeah, you
Yeah.
did it all day, but what'd you really ride?
Right.
Okay, maybe my strongest friend could handle an hour a day. That's probably it.
Right.
I can do an hour a day in 2 batteries,
Yep.
back to back.
Yep.
And then I can do it again in the afternoon. If that's my morning, I can do it again in the afternoon. So
Right.
I'll never beat these numbers.
Right.
And so if you're an obsessive weirdo like me that just loves the feeling carving, you're set. So can you tell everyone what areas do you service? Like what's your range, so that
Yep.
if you live within this, or you're going to be within this,
Yep.
or you're going to vacation within this,
Yep.
what cities? Tell me the location.
Yeah, I would say kind of within 2 hours of the northeast suburbs of the Twin Cities. So like within 2 hours of the Chisago Lakes area. So like we go, we've gone well beyond Minnetonka on the southeast side. We were just out on Prior Lake last weekend. My family has some cabin and land up in northwest Wisconsin. So I mean, we're spending time, kind of between northwest Wisconsin and the Twin Cities area, and we're willing to be flexible to help people. And I mean, the number of lakes that exist in Minnesota and Wisconsin, I would love to see hundreds of boards on every lake that that there's room anyway. Any of the bigger lakes can easily support that.
Yeah, so would I, and even if you're not into eFoiling, so would you. Trust me. If you wanted to have 100 people on a lake riding something, you want it to be
This is
eFoil.
it.
This is
Right, right.
Yep. All right. Preferred way you want to be contacted.
yep.
Just tell them.
Yep. So Glyde Watersports, that's GLYDE, GlydeWatersports.com. And you can reach out via text, 715-417-8208. Call or shoot us an email at info@GlydeWatersports.com. But yeah, would love to just be a resource to answer any questions about, use in Minnesota or Wisconsin, or if you just are curious about getting a lesson or whatever questions you have. Like, we want to help you get those answers and ideally get you on the water, whether it be for a lesson or experience, or becoming owning one of your own.
And I'm going to talk on a whole different show about the experience of riding it versus the lift, which I know. I mean, that's probably the biggest question you've all asked me. I got it. It's coming. And I want to thank Glyde Watersports, but mostly Laura, who bought this experience for me for my birthday. And I loved it. Thank you so much.
Yep.